Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Sheboygan Pops Concert Band, and we're delighted that you've joined us here at Fountain Park for our first concert of the Summer Twilight Concert Series, brought to you by the Chamber of Commerce and through the generous support of the Sheboygan business community. A special welcome to those of you who are visitors to the city of Sheboygan tonight. Let's see a show of hands. Do we have anybody out there in the audience who it's your very first Sheboygan Pops Concert Band concert? A couple. Welcome. Thank you. My name is Mary Schiller, and I'll be introducing our pieces tonight, but I would like to also introduce to you the conductor of the Sheboygan Pops Concert Band, Mr. Neil Monkey. Neil? We also have an associate conductor, and he plays in the French horn section of our band, and that's Mr. Alan Bruce. Al? So we have a wide variety of music to present for you this evening, and we're going to start with a piece that is by a member of a very prolific family of Austrian composers, the Strauss family. Most of you probably recognize the name Johann Strauss because there was both a father and a son by that name. And the piece that we're going to play for you is by Johann Strauss II, who is known as Junior, or sometimes they called him the Younger, or they called him the Son. And reportedly, his famous father did not want him to be a musician. He actually wanted him to be a banker. He thought that would be a much better profession. Nevertheless, the son actually secretly studied the violin. He was studying with the gentleman who was the first violinist in his father's orchestra. And one day his father discovered him practicing the violin, and he reportedly gave him a severe whipping, saying that he was going to beat the music out of the boy. It seems that he did not think that a musician's life would be a good profession for his son. But ultimately, Johann Strauss Jr. Did pursue music. He went on to, in addition to being an accomplished musician himself, he was a composer, composed something like more than 500 different waltzes, polkas, dance music. Many people knew him at that time in Vienna in the 19th century as the Waltz King. So we're going to open our concert tonight, not with a waltz, however, with a different number of his, and it's actually a march. It's called the Einzugsmarsch, and also known as the Entrance March, and it's from the operetta which Johann Strauss II composed called The Gypsy Baron. So we present Einzugsmarsch. Variants on a Nautical Hymn was written and dedicated to a high school wind ensemble in the state of Washington. It's based on a naval hymn, Eternal Father, Strong to Save, and it's believed to have been inspired by the dangers of the sea, which are described in Psalm 107. It opens with kind of a dramatic fanfare and then goes through a number of variants. So please enjoy Variants on a Nautical Hymn. Now it is waltz time, and we have one that I'm sure many of you can remember. It's the Blue Skirt Waltz. It actually has lyrics to it. I'll do two verses for you. I wandered alone one night till I heard an orchestra play. I met you where lights were bright and people were carefree and gay. You were the beautiful lady in blue. I was in heaven just waltzing with you. You filled me with strange delight, then softly you stole away. I dream of that night with you, lady, when first we met. We danced in a world of blue, how can my heart forget? Blue were the skies, and blue were your eyes, just like the blue skirt you wore. Come back, blue lady, come back, don't be blue anymore. So we have Mitchell Parrish and Václav Blaha's Blue Skirt Waltz, originally copyrighted in 1944. A few of you might remember that. Folk Sounds, Folk Songs for Band Suite is by a composer by the name of Eric Leitzen. And Eric was actually a Swedish musician. He was born into a Salvation Army family in Stockholm, Sweden. The musical instrument that he learned as a child was the flugelhorn, the E-flat flugelhorn, which he began playing at age 6. He eventually went on to attend the Royal Swedish Academy of Music and graduated with honors from there. When he was in his early 30s, he emigrated to the United States. And actually, when he got here, he continued his association with the Salvation Army. And he was known for transcribing and arranging a lot of music, but this unique piece of his is actually in 5 movements, and we're just going to play 2 of them this evening for you. The first one, which is a march, which is English in origin, and the 5th movement, which is called a humoresque, and it's Irish. The other 3 movements are Italian, American, and German. So, Folk Songs for Band Suite by Eric Leitzen. We have some Hawaiian music to play for you now. It's been scored for band by Bernard Green, and it's entitled The Hawaiian Festival. And it consists of 4 different numbers: Aloha Oi, Hawaiian Paradise, Hawaiian Drums, and the Hawaiian Wedding Song. Hawaiian Festival. I do want to mention before too many people have to leave tonight that I hope you'll join us back here at Fountain Park for a series of concerts this summer. Our next performance will be here 2 weeks from tonight on Wednesday night, July 1st. And we'll be back 2 weeks later on July 15th. And at that concert, we're going to have a special guest baritone soloist. So please join us for that. 2 weeks after that, we'll be back on July 29th. And then on August 12th, that's always a special concert because that's the concert where the dancers from the Diane Remy School of Dance and Baton are going to join us. So we hope you can make that. And then we have our final concert for the season will be on August 26th. In addition to our concerts here in the park, you'll also see us in the 4th of July parade here in the city of Sheboygan. So hope to see you there. I think it's polka time. And our city workers did a great job of putting our dance floor out. So anybody who wants to get up and dance, we're going to play a number, a Hal Leonard arrangement called the Tinker Polka. And I know this is old music because on my part it said it cost 15 cents. I don't think you can buy much music for 15 cents anymore. But please enjoy the Tinker Polka. Let's hear it for the dancers. Nicely done. It's going to be back to the march tempo for us, and we have a number entitled Old Comrades. Karl Teike, he was actually a 25-year-old German military bandmaster when he composed this new march. And he asked his conductor if it could be performed. After the first reading, the parts were collected, and actually the bandmaster indifferently advised him to throw the manuscript into the fire. So he didn't like it very much. But nearly a century later, that same march, Old Comrades, outpolled every march ever written by a European composer in an international survey of the world's most popular marches. It's been performed by all sorts of people. I mean, by a single accordion player. It's sung by a 200-voice choir. It was actually whistled by 60,000 people before the Olympic Games in Helsinki. So without a doubt, it has become certainly very recognizable and a crowd favorite. And so we present for you now the Sheboygan Pops Concert Band rendition of Old Comrades. The music of Andrew Lloyd Webber probably needs very little introduction, and we have a lovely arrangement from selections of Phantom of the Opera to play for you next. It, of course, opened in New York in 1988, but it was tremendously successful, and to this day, I think people perform this music. This medley contains songs such as Think of Me, Angel of Music, Phantom of the Opera, All I Ask of You, Point of No Return, and Music of the Night. So please enjoy this Warren Barker arrangement of selections from Phantom of the Opera. Once in a while, we have an opportunity to play a piece that was actually arranged by somebody local, and our next number is one of those. It's a march actually written by H.L. Booth called The Rambler, but it was arranged by Edgar Thiessen. And some of you may recognize that name because he, for a very long time, was the conductor of the Kiel Municipal Band. He also served as a professor of music at Lakeland College. I myself, when I went to Lakeland Music Camp in the early 70s, remember him. So, arranged by Edgar Thiessen, The Rambler March. Next, we have a Spanish-flavored piece to play for you entitled Hispana Cani. Although it definitely has a Spanish flair, as you'll hear, it was actually arranged by a native of the Midwest, Robert Longfield. He was born and raised in Michigan. So, please enjoy Hispana Cani. In the Bible, chapter 37 of Ezekiel references the Valley of the Dry Bones. And the African American spiritual dry bones is derived from Ezekiel's version of that valley full of bones. You know the routine. The leg bone is connected to the thigh bone connected to the hip bone, etc. Anyways, our next selection is a swing arrangement of that. It's a Paul Yoder arrangement entitled simply Dry Bones. This actually brings us to the end of our concert tonight, so thank you very much for joining us here at Fountain Park. And we'd also like to thank those of you who are viewing a broadcast of this on WSCS at a later time. We appreciate you joining us in that way. So on behalf of the Sheboygan Pops Concert Band, thank you. Please come back for the remainder of our concerts. We're going to close this evening with one of the most famous marches in the world, certainly, John Philip Sousa's Stars and Stripes Forever. It's actually recognized by the United States government as the official march of the United States. And playing the piccolo part this evening will be Linda Erdman and Vicki Rhodes. So please enjoy the Stars and Stripes Forever.
Thank you.